Sa lahat ng interview ko, sinasabi ko pa nga, yung pag-lower ng poverty incidence, nagbibigay pa ako ng data. Kaya, hindi pa pwedeng masabi ko na totally walang kahirapan.
Actually, yung ating, this is your top 6, di ba?
Yeah,
top
that's right.
7 ko, connected din dyan di ba? Dahil sa kahirapan, binibenta nung magulang yung anak nila.
Pero reminder lang ni Secretary Rex, ha? Hindi porket nahihirap ka.
It's not a valid reason.
Not a valid reason.
Oo. So, ito naman, yung usapin nga dito kay Secretary Larry Gadon, dahil nga dun sa kumalat na balita na sinabi niya, allegedly, na ang tawag dito, haka-haka lamang ang poverty. At sinabi nga niya, it is taken out of context. Later on, hopefully, we can talk to him para mas malinaw niya dito sa ating show.
What
yung
context?
Sinasabi niya, anong context ba yun?
Yeah,
diba? Ano ba pinanggalingan nung statement niya na yun?
Of course,
kasi,
you wanna hear all sides.
Yeah, all sides all the time tayo. Pero syempre, yun nga, kahapon, kinausap din natin ng DSWD and made sure, no? At diniscuss ng DSWD sa atin yung mga efforts, yung programs ng DSWD to make sure yung mga kababayan natin na nasa laylayan ay nabibigyan ng programa ng gobyerno. Alright, so let's get more clarifications on that. Tulad nga ng ating nabanggit kanina regarding the issue with Secretary Gadon, we have
Presidential Advisor for Poverty Alleviation, Larry Gadon, is now on the line with us live. Magandang umaga, Sec.
Magandang umaga, Angelo and Angela.
Yes, thank
Magandang
you.
umaga sa lahat ng mga taga-subaybay.
Yes.
Right, Secretary, thank you for joining us today. Go ahead.
Yes, Secretary, as we all know, siguro, I'm sure, because you've already answered some of yung issues na naipukul sa inyo these past few days. Pero I'd like to clarify from you po mismo that you claim that you do acknowledge po that poverty exists and that you were taken out of context.
Yes. In fact, Angelo, I have been interviewed by several radio stations and TV stations and a lot of print media. And in all those interviews, I have acknowledged the poverty incidence in our country. And in fact, I even laid down the percentage of the previous years insofar as the poverty incidents are concerned and the achievements of the Marcos administration in terms of reducing the number of people who are under the poverty threshold. And even the percentages. So how can this reporter from ABS-CBN claim that I said that there is totally no kahirapan? That's impossible.
Yes,
you can read all the articles and interviews that I had. In fact, yesterday I was interviewed by Canoli Di Castro of Kabayan. And he thought that I was unprepared. So he said that please listen to this video interview of one of the stations, probably tingin ko GMA7 yun eh. And then nung plinay nila, nagulat sila dahil wala pala akong sinabi na walang kahirapan. Kundi ang sinabi ko, doon yung mga nagrereklamo ng maingay diyan sa kahirapan, yun yung mga haka-haka nila. Dahil kung nakikita nila achievements ng Marcos administration, we have opened up the economy, we have created a lot of jobs. In fact, 96.1%, the highest in 18 years. And our GDP growth is 5.7% according to Asian Development Bank. No, hindi self-declared statements yan. And the economy has opened up. And in fact, last year, more than 200 billion foreign investments came in and poured in. And this year, in the first quarter alone, we have around 160 billion investments poured in. So, I even discussed the government programs on social protection, like the TUPAD, the 4Ps, and lately the food stamps of Secretary Rex Gatchalian. So, with all those statements, how can you conclude that I said that there is no kahirapan? Sinungaling itong ABS-CBN reporter. In fact, he did not even talk to me. Hindi niya ako na-interview. Out of the blue, basta na lang siya gumawa ng article where I said that I claim that there is no kahirapan. That's all lies. Kasi yung lahat ng interview ko, mababasa nyo sa dyaryo, mapapanood nyo sa TV. Sinasabi ko, dinidiscuss ko pa nga how we are going to reduce the poverty incidence. So how can he conclude that I said that there is no kahirapan? Kaya tuloy nag-react itong Gabriela, itong Pamalakaya, itong Makabayan Black, because they listened or they have read a wrong report. Sabi nga ni Canoli de Castro kahapon, nung matanto niya na wala pala akong sinabi, patatawag daw nila yung reporter.
Oo. Pero, Secretary, base nga po dun sa inyong statement sa sinasabi nyo na yung mga nagrereklamo, dun nyo po, kumbaga, that statement pertains dun sa mga nagrereklamo.
Oo,
sabi nyo po, Oo. So, do you think po ba yung mga nagrereklamo, nagsasabing mahirap sila, ay hindi po valid yung kanilang mga pagrereklamo? Ay panigurado, paninira lamang po agad yun sa gobyerno?
Yes, kasi ganito yan. I have noticed kasi na maraming nagsasabi na ang mahal ng bigas, ganyan, 50 pesos ang kilo. But without realizing or acknowledging that yung 50 pesos nilang isang kilong bigas, pagkain na ng pamilya yung sa 3 araw. Pero pagpunta sa Starbucks, 200 pesos na kape, hindi sila nagrereklamo.
But do you think po, Yusek, itong mga nagrereklamo na to would parang generalize po na lahat po sila ay may pambili ng kape sa Starbucks or
well, I am just demonstrating some of these mga nagrereklamo. In fact, my opening statement in that interview with, I think it's Weng Salvacion yung ibang mga nagrereklamo, sabi kong gano'n. Yung opening, kaya si Canoli nagulat din Sabi niya, patatawag daw niya yung reporter.
Yes, Sec, I'd like to ask, since we're talking about poverty na rin, gaano kalala ang poverty ngayon sa Pilipinas? May nagsasabi kasi, based on numbers, although nag-i-improve po ang poverty reduction natin, ang problema daw po, malayo na daw po ang gap between the upper middle class sa mga nasa laylayan natin. Sec, ano po ang masasabi niyo dito?
Well, the Marcos administration is trying to, working hard to lessen the gap between the rich and the poor. And marami tayong mga ginagawang programa ngayon. For example, itong Congress has allocated another 27 billion a year budget for the state colleges and universities because education is one of the aspects that can help solve the poverty. And kasi kung ang mga tao ay hindi edukado at walang mga skills, di syempre talagang hindi makakahanap ng trabaho yan. Another angle is itong healthcare, no? Kasi nga yung mga mahihirap ay talagang nahihirapan na magkaroon ng access sa quality healthcare. So ang ginawa naman ng Marcos administration is for the first time, this is for the first time, na ipatupad natin yung universal healthcare. Na ngayon, everybody is now a member of PhilHealth. You don't have to fill up a form to become a member. You don't have to have an ID when you are hospitalized para ma-avail mo yung benefits ng PhilHealth. You go to the hospital, you are confined. Let's say you have a bill of 10,000. Automatic, yung 3,000, i-deduct yun. Because now, ito pa, for the first time, na-increase natin yung participation ng PhilHealth to 30%. It used to be 20% lang ang coverage. Ngayon, in-increase na natin yung coverage without increasing the premium paid by the formal members. And not only that, na dagdagan pa yung mga covered illnesses. And hindi mo na kailangan mag-ID. Automatic, member na lahat.
Basta SEC, Filipino citizen, automatic na.
Yes. Oo.
Okay, Sec, I'd like to touch up a little. You mentioned education, which is a very important aspect of progress. Ang second question regarding education po is after po nag-aaral ng mga kababayan natin, magkakaproblema po sa hindi dahil sa kakulangan ng skills, pero ang nakikita nila is hindi nagmamatch sa actual qualification na hinihingi ng mga kumpanya. Kahit pa kaya niya magtrabaho sa kumpanya na yon. What can we do to address that po?
Well, actually, siguro, depende na rin yun doon sa pagmamatch ng kanilang mga kakayahan na mag-aral doon sa mga kurso na dapat nilang kuhanin. If you will remember, during the senior Marcos, the old Marcos years, we have the NCEE wherein graduating students in high school are given exams so that they could determine kung saan dapat ang kanilang linya na puntahan. Nawala na kasi yun eh. So, siguro dapat magkaroon uli ng gano'n, yung mga pre-screening of courses that should be taken up by those who are graduating in high school. And that siguro we should also revise our curriculum to adapt to the new situations and new skill markets. Kasi nag-iba na ngayon ng nag-iba na ngayon ang pangangailangan ng mga kumpanya. In fact, the other companies do not look at your degree. They look at your skills. So, marami ngayon na-employ na mga yung talagang nag-aral ng gusto sa kanilang skills like computer design, graphic design, and kung ano-ano pang mga IT-related skills. Meron akong dalawang pamangkin na almost 20 years na nasa Singapore na hindi naman sila mga college level, kundi talagang napakagaling nila sa IT. And they are gainfully employed. Almost 20 years na sila sa Singapore. May bahay na nga sila doon.
Right.
So ang siguro we should encourage also our youth or the students to gain more knowledge and skills rather than just the traditional diploma.
Secretary, Riz, kanina nga lang po meron kaming report na yung babies for sale online na ang sinasabi po ng mga magulang nila ay yung kahirapan ng dahilan kaya nila nagagawa yun. And yet we also have incidents or mga datos po na sinasabi na tumataas din po talaga yung porsyento ng mga kababayan natin na nagugutom at malnutrition. In fact, there are 95 children daw die every day sa Pilipinas because of malnutrition. I was wondering sa office po ninyo, Secretary, how do you identify yung mga areas na dapat po matulungan at to make sure inclusive po ito at talagang naaabot po sa kanila yung mga tulong at to make sure na makaahon po sila sa kanilang sitwasyon?
Okay, ganito kasi yan, Angela, no? My office kasi is more on policy making and suggestions, guidelines.
Yes.
And we are not implementors. And we submit our recommendations and findings to the Office of the President. Now, it depends on the President kung alin yung mga bibigyan niya ng priority dyan. And I also cannot discuss what we have done or what we have given as suggestions or advice to the President because everything that we do is under the name of the President.
Right.
Hindi ko naman pwedeng sabihin na ganito, sinabit namin ganito. Hindi naman na-implement. Ganyan. Isisisihin ko ba yung Presidente ko? Of course not. So, ako, silent ako sa mga ganyan. Pag tinatanong ako, ano na ba accomplishment nyo? Hindi. We are an advisory office to the Office of the President. And in so far naman as the anti-poverty efforts are concerned, the administration has been doing well. In fact, yun nga, yung na-achieve natin yung 96.1 employment rate, which is the highest in 18 years. In 18 years, the highest. And isipin mo naman, meron tayong 5.7 GDP growth. Hindi kami ang nagsabi dyan, kundi yung ADB.
Right. Pero, Secretary, syempre, dun po tayo, ibababa ko po yung discussion dun sa mga taong nagsasabi na kahit po gaano po kalaki yung porsyento ng mga GDP growth, ang kanila pong pakialam ay nagugutom pa rin po sila, wala silang trabaho. So, I was just wondering lang po, kung yun nga po, how do you identify, understand yung role nyo po, yung mandate po ninyo sa inyong opisina. Pero, personally po, Secretary, do you also go through areas na ma-identify po natin na nangangailangan ng tulong? To make sure po meron pong kumbaga support yung dokumento na pinapasa nyo po sa opisina ng Presidente?
Oo, umiikot ako. In fact, kung saan-saan ako nakarating And nakalagay yan dun sa aking annual report, activity reports, dun sa aking Facebook if you want to check, no? Nandun lahat yung aming mga ginagawa. And makikita nyo rin dun sa aking Facebook na kung saan-saan ako ay umiikot. In fact, namimigay ako ng mga pagkain sa mga bata dahil nga na gusto kong asistihan yung edukasyon. And all of these we are calling this yung total government approach. So, nagtutulungan naman kami, nag-uusap kami nila Secretary Rex Gatchalian. At siyempre, yung napakaganda ng mga social protection programs na ginagawa niya. Yung nagsasabi na nagugutom daw sila, baka naman kulang sila sa pagpa-follow up kasi hindi naman makakarating ang tulong sa'yo unless na sinasabi mo o nagpalista ka na kailangan mo ng tulong. And all of these are being handled from the barangay level. No? Saan ba pinamimigay yung mga food stamp? As recommended by the barangays.
Alright. Sige, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Maraming salamat, Angelo and Angela. Maraming salamat at magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
Good morning and thank you. That was Presidential Advisor for Poverty, Larry Gadon.